Well, a very good afternoon and welcome back to Val di Fiemme for the continuation of the Tour de Ski. And apologies once again for a late arrival. The men's race this morning, a fantastic 10-kilometre classic. This afternoon, the women going over 5 kilometres. Not a huge amount of opportunity for those at the front to open up gaps or those behind to close the gap. But we've seen one or two moves that could be significant come tomorrow, the final day of the Tour. Let's have a look at the course here. And as you can see, a couple of big climbs early on. The Zorzi climb, and then at the end, a sharp little ascent that can certainly catch out those who've pushed too hard in the first kilometre. Well, the start list with the seeds sandwiched in between those at the back of the field. Valentina Shevchenko gets an early start. She'll be, I think, a little disappointed with the way the Tour has gone so far. Jessie Diggins goes off 13, her teammate goes off 15, Elizabeth Stephen. Those two are going to have a very good battle. They're only separated by a couple of seconds. Heidi Weng at 23. Now we're into the big names. Niskanen goes 31, Kiloinen 33 for Finland. Therese Johaug lying second in the standings of the Tour de Ski goes 35, and the Tour leader Jakobsen goes off number 37, and then the skiers who are a long way behind the leaders going off between 40 and 48, so unlikely to affect the overall standings. 27 underway. 27-year-old Radkova, and she finished 4th in yesterday's event. She was 4th fastest in yesterday's event. She wasn't the 4th over the line, if you understand what I mean. They had a chasing start, but some of those who started behind produced very quick times, and those are the times that count for the World Cup points. 19 out on the tracks is Sara Lindborg, could well be the pace setter. She started just a minute behind Kerstin Stormer-Stiara, who I'm expecting to do something. Kuziakova is another name we're looking out for, who started 11. Five kilometres. And Fèvre Pisson is going to be a reasonably good start for her, right up amongst the seeds. And Krista Lähteenmäki going now. Now she's on very good form. I've given her 5 out of 10 as far as her classic prowess goes. Saarinen, on the other hand, is certainly one who we'd expect to see moving up through the order. Started at number 21, as you can see from the bib number. She's 9th in the Tour at the moment. Her twin sister Maya, I'm sure, is watching this one. In fact, Saarinen's got 3 sisters, and they're all incredibly talented. But Saarinen is the one who's, Aina Kaiser is the one who's sort of risen to the top. Maria Rydqvist of Sweden, starting number 30, and she's sandwiched between Lähteenmäki and Niskanen, 2 Finns. I think that Rydqvist is going to be pressed to get into contention. She's over 4 minutes behind. Therese Johaug, on the other hand, is the hot favourite to take the Tour, but she's still 43 seconds adrift of Jakobsen, who will be starting number 37. So that's the real battle. But the Finns could get into it today if they can close the gap down on the Norwegians and get it to something like 10-15 seconds, or even steal the 15-second bonus points. Then we could see Niskanen or Lähteenmäki, or maybe even Aina-Kaisa Saarinen challenging for the Tour victory tomorrow. Heidi Weng goes through 1.3. Saarinen setting the fastest time so far. 3 seconds the margin. Only 5,000 metres. This is flat out from the start, and you've got to gain every possible second. You've got to work the hills, you've got to work the corners, and you've got to push over the top of the summits to gain the fastest speed possible on the way down again. Caroline Hug, who started number 32. Johaug in position early, looks so focused. I think she knows that today, if she can close the gap on Jakobsen down to something like 15-20 seconds, then surely the Tour is going to be in the bag. And Johaug's had such a fabulous run in the Tour. I don't think anyone would complain if she came through to win it. Second, third, second in the last 4 years. Number 33, Anne Kiloinen of Finland. Got a second place in a 10k classic out in Canmore last year, and I think we could see Kyllönen come through. She was fourth in this event last year, this phase of the Tour de Ski, but it was only 3.3 kilometres as opposed to 5. Ishida, well, that's a great run from Ishida. She's come from nowhere to produce one of her best runs of the season. Started number 5, Ishida, 24th in the World Cup rankings, but today she's looked a whole lot better than that. Looking relaxed. Therese Johaug. My goodness, is she a popular woman up in Norway? She's done so much for the sport over the last few years. I know Marit Bjørgen is the queen of cross-country as far as the Norwegians are concerned, but Therese Johaug, very much the princess and a rising one. She's absolutely superb and a great example of how to race. Katrine Zeller of Germany. Now, she started at number 6. She's ranked 17th in the Tour, 10 seconds outside the best time so far. I'm slightly surprised to see that Katrine Zeller did not match Masako Ishida of Japan over a 5K. I really thought Zeller would do something special today. She's been skiing for 31 years, incidentally, and she's only 34. Started at the age of 3. She lives bang next door. She did when she was a kid, lived bang next door to the tracks in Oberstdorf. How's that for an advantage? The Tour leader, Astrid Jacobsen of Norway. Second in the classic event in Lenzerheide over 10 kilometres. She was third last year in this event. She's not going to lose a lot of time. She might even gain some time. And of course, she has the advantage of starting exactly a minute behind Therese Johaug. And there's no way that she won't get very accurate splits on her teammate and now arch rival. Krista Lautenmäki. Well, it's been a filthy day here in Val di Fiemme. It's been raining since the off, and in fact that's not quite true, because there were stages, short stages, where the rain was sleet, and when the temperature dropped down to about -1 it turned to snow. But it is a waxer's nightmare, and I have to say, with the Norwegian men getting 1, 2, 3 and 4 in the 10-kilometre classic, the Norwegians got it absolutely right this morning. What about the Swedes with Sara Lindberg? Good time from her, 3.3 kilometres. She'll be happy with that. Niskanen only 1 second outside. That's a nice solid performance from Niskanen. And Niskanen lying 4th in the Tour standings, 1:37 off the lead. She won the 10-kilometre classic in Lenzerheide, so don't be surprised to see her in a competitive position at the moment. Here's a familiar technique, Aine-Kaisa Saarinen. First ever podium finish in the World Cup was in the Holmenkollen 30, and her first ever victory in the World Cup came in the Holmenkollen 30. She'll be looking forward to the end of the season. 4.5 inside for Saarinen, and looking strong. Just to let you know, on the men's front, after the race this morning, we didn't get too much time to absorb the standings as we watched Jessie Diggins coming in for the USA, just missing out on the leading time. Ishida will stay number 1, Diggins going into second, and she could gain a few valuable seconds today. Welcome back to Val di Fiemme, just in time to see Therese Johaug approaching the 1.3 kilometre stage. Kyllönen's time of 4:06, she's inside that, and Therese Johaug without a doubt going all out to try and close the gap down on Astrid Jacobsen, who is the Tour leader. And Jacobsen, I think, fairly relaxed, trying to take the pressure off herself by saying that the Tour de Ski is not her main focus of the season. but there's no doubt that with the lead that she's built up, 43 seconds, I think we're going to see Jakobsen trying to chase down Johaug, and for her, if she can extend the lead to a minute, she might have a chance on the ascent of the Alpchemise. There's no doubt that Johaug, unless something goes wrong, is going to be the quickest on tomorrow's leg. The question is, what will the margins be at the start and what will they be at the finish? Jakobsen, high tempo, looks to be a little bit light on the wax. A number of men going with waxless skis this morning. I think the temperature's got sufficiently warm for most of the teams to be using Clister this afternoon. Jakobsen 5 seconds outside Johaug. Now, if she stays 5 seconds outside and loses out on the bonus points given for the first, second and third, then there could be a swing of some 20-25 seconds today, which would halve the margin between the two leaders of the Tour de Ski. And what a great situation we've got. I know it's a shame that Justyna Kowalczyk and Marit Bjørgen aren't here, but my goodness, it's made an exciting tour. The men's tour without Dario Cologna certainly hasn't been any less entertaining than it's been in the past. We've got a brilliant situation there as well. Norway in 1, 2 and 3 in the men's tour going into the final day. Just to update you on the situations, Sundby, Northug, Jespersen are the three leaders as we see Sara Lindborg coming in. Sundby is 48 seconds clear of Petter Northug, who is a similar margin ahead of Chris Jespersen of Norway, and then Alex Harvey of Canada is in third place. Well, that brings to mind a former coach who's sadly passed now, Inge Broughton, who coached the Norwegians for a number of years. He also coached the Canadians out in 2010, and he would have enjoyed the situation in the Tour. He's also responsible for Sweden, and they've got Kalle Halvorsen down in 6th place at the moment. '29, Krista Lautenmäki, 20 seconds off the pace in the classic in Lenzerheide, and that was a 10k for the women. So we'd expect her to lose maybe 10 seconds today. She's 8 seconds off the pace at the moment. Ishida's time of 14:24 still standing. 8 seconds left for Saarinen to get inside the Japanese skier's time. I think she's going to make it by 2 or 3 seconds. It's tight, 2.5 the margin. And we have a new leader, Aine-Kaisa Saarinen, desperately looking for some bonus seconds to give herself a chance of getting into the top 3. Good effort from Saarinen. 31, her teammate Niskanen, who has been looking pretty good. Niskanen well positioned, only 6 or 7 seconds outside Therese Johaug's time at the initial split after 1.3 kilometers, and now she's only 1.5 outside Saarinen, and that margin almost exactly the same. She was a second behind Saarinen at 1.3, so no real advances for Niskanen. Heidi Weng coming into the finish. She too is going to make it very, very tight indeed. Saarinen on 14:21. I think Weng is just going to miss out, or will she get it? She does. She gets the green light and goes into top spot. Great effort from Heidi Weng. Weng was 4 seconds down on Saarinen on the last split, so that's a really good performance. She's only 22. Having a chat with a number of people in the know who feel that Weng may be over-raced a little. She's young, she needs developing slowly, but she's such a talent that she always qualifies for the races. I think it'll be interesting to see what they do, how hard they race her, what they put her in at the Olympics. I don't think there's any doubt she'll be going. Kiloinen, the new leader, at 3.3, and Kiloinen, third place in the Tour. 15 bonus seconds would be very, very useful for her. 6th place in Lenzerheide. She was 23 seconds off the pace, so this is a much better performance from Kyllönen. I don't think the skis and the wax were working brilliantly for her in that 10-kilometre classic. She's also quite a good sprinter, so if she's in touch with 500-600 metres to go, we could see Kyllönen claw back another couple of seconds. She got second in a classic sprint in Asiago this season. Now, Therese Johaug leading at the initial split by 3 seconds over Kyllönen. Oh, she's getting faster and faster and faster, and this could be a very decisive blow. But don't forget that Johaug needs to save some energy for tomorrow. I know it's only 5Ks today, but she's going to need every ounce that she can get tomorrow. The fastest on the climb last year, Therese Johaug, by a significant margin. Just trying to get hold of the results from last year's ascent.
Has lost 55 seconds. That's a little bit too much. As Vrabkova is coming home now for the Czech Republic.
Vrabkova coming in now, and we could do with a time split to give us an indication. Now here's Jakobsen. I'm not sure she's pushing the pace quite like we saw from Therese Johaug. No, that 5-second margin is going to grow to 10, 11, maybe even 12, 12.7, 13.7 the margin. And Astrid Jakobsen in danger of losing, I don't think she's going to lose the top spot in the Tour. It's possible. It's possible. She only had 43 seconds at the start of today, but what is crucial is that Jakobsen picks up some bonus seconds to limit the damage done by Therese Johaug. Lautenmäki across the line, and Heidi Weng now pushed down into second place. Good finish from Lautenmäki, 5th in the Tour, and she's certainly going to do no worse than 5th at the end of today, because she has the lead at the moment, and there are only 4 other contenders out there. There is a chance she's going into 4th. Who will be picking up the 15-second bonus? It looks like Johaug at the moment. That's 3.3. Johaug, Kyllönen, Saarinen, Niskanen, and crucially, Astrid Jakobsen outside the bonus seconds, down in 5th place at the moment. Jessie Diggins has had a really good run for the USA. Elizabeth Stephen is 6 or 7 places back, and they switch positions in the Tour, so the American battle goes on. Niskanen, 10 seconds in 50 metres in 10 seconds. That's a foregone conclusion. She's going to make it, not by much, but she will make it green. So Niskanen goes top, and Lautenmäki is pushed down into second. 3 still to finish, 3 of the big guns still to finish. And then those who started 38 through to 48, who really aren't contenders, they're over 5 minutes behind in the Tour rankings.
First, one more finish under the Fisman arch now is Anne Kyllönen.
Here we go with Anne Kyllönen. Kyllönen was the quickest of the Finns, going through 1.3. And I'd be very surprised if she's thrown away too much time. 14.81. She's got 18 seconds for the last 100 metres. I think she could do that backwards. She could certainly do it with her eyes closed. And so 3 Finns at the moment in the top 4 positions. They will be absolutely delighted with the way things have gone. 3 seconds to get inside. It's going to be a little tighter than I thought, but she gets green. And 0.7 the margin. Look how tight it is, but she guarantees herself 5 bonus seconds. I think she's going to be getting 10. Here goes Therese Johaug. How much of the lead that Jakobsen had at the start of today is Therese Johaug going to be able to eat away? She'll have to pass the French skier on her way. That's Elise Brocard. In fact, it's Caroline Hug who she's just gone past. My apologies there as Johaug ups the pace. Caroline Hug very, very polite to step out of the way as the train Johaug comes through to finish. 23 seconds for 2 or 3 metres. It's a comfortable lead and she'll get 15-second bonus. She's going to knock the lead of Jakobsen in half. There is no doubt about that, and she will have Jakobsen in her sights from the very start of the final leg of the Tour de Ski. What a situation. I guess the question on all of our minds should be, how will she recover from this phenomenal effort? Well, she's got the skills, she's got the looks, but more importantly, she has the mind. She has the mind for this sport. So much of it is psychological, ignoring the pain and being able to push yourself to the limits. And that is something that Therese Johaug is so good at. Number 36 is Stephanie Böhler of Germany, who's now being tracked by Jakobsen. And Jakobsen is going to miss out on the top spot, but can she get herself into the top 3 and claim some bonus seconds? Now she's looking for second place. 19 seconds through the last 100 metres. I think it's been a good finish from Jakobsen. She has to step to the side. Böhler not entertaining the idea of changing tracks in the closing stages. And Kalainen on 19. Jakobsen has recovered brilliantly from 5th position with 2 kilometres to go. She's moved up to second and she's gained herself 10 bonus seconds. How important is that going to be at the start of tomorrow? So a swing of some 15 seconds, I think, between Jakobsen and Johaug. My prediction is that there will be a 30-second margin now between the top 2 at the start of tomorrow's race. Norway start 1 and 2. Finland start 3 and 4. Norway start 5. Finland start 6. Well, Norway versus Finland, almost said a Scandinavian battle, but Finland not part of Scandinavia, of course. As we look at the finishing times for today, Therese Johaug gets yet another win, 3,000 euros for her troubles, and of course she picks up 50 World Cup points for winning the stage. Jessie Diggins is in 10th place overall, only 30 seconds behind. And Diggins today, she started 2:43, so 30 plus 45. So it's going to be about 3.5 minutes, the margin between Diggins and the leaders. I know we've got a few fans over in USA watching this, so I think Diggins deserves applauding. And she's certainly moved ahead of Elizabeth Stephen, who's had a very good run as well, but has lost just a little bit of time to her teammate. Great effort from Jakobsen. She will have to start yet again as the Tour leader. We've seen Østberg leading the Tour, we've seen Marit Bjørgen leading the Tour, and now we have Jakobsen leading the Tour. Therese Johaug has not had a taste of the Tour leader's bib, but that could come at the end of tomorrow. There are the standings in the overall, 23.8 seconds. The margin just a little bit smaller than I thought. Further down, there you see Anna Haag of Sweden. Not a bad effort from her, but 3:24. She's a good climber, but she's not good enough to close a margin of 3:24, especially on someone like Therese Johaug, who is the hot favourite now to take the Tour here in Val di Fiemme tomorrow.
Performance today in the classic 5K here in Val di Fiemme. How were the conditions out there?
This is it was tough conditions, but the shape was really good today, and I can just push whole the way from the start to the finish. So really good skis today. I think it was the best ski I ever had in classic. So the Vaxer team has done a really good job for us Norwegian girls and boys today.
And speaking of your shape, we have one event left. You seem to be quite good at climbing uphill in the past. Looking forward to tomorrow?
Of course, I'm looking forward to tomorrow and the hill. I go really fast in the hill before, but I know also that Astrid is in really good shape, so you never know what's happened. We have to race first, and then we see who is the best to the top in the end.
Well, congratulations today, and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you so much.
Well, that's a nice interview, and well done to Therese Johaug for applauding the technicians in the Norwegian team. There's no doubt that they played a very important role today. They got the top 4 in the men's race, they got the top 2 in the women's race, and at last it looks as though Norway are going to claim the Tour de Ski, which they, of course, they have never done before. Well, there's more biathlon coming up with Mike Dixon in Oberhof. Should be a great race. If it's anything like the men's pursuit today, the women's pursuit could be one to watch. So we'll see you tomorrow for the finale of the Tour de Ski. It's the women who get off first at 12:30.